Hi, it's Joe from Grace and Strength. And in today's practice, we'll be flowing on our mats, working up a bit of a sweat, while intentionally overflowing with the fruit of the Spirit. In this practice, express yourself from the depths of your heart center, shooting energy all the way out to the crown of the head and the fingertips and toes. So try to keep everything as active and as engaged as if you're worshiping God with some sort of gratitude dance. We'll incorporate poses that help loosen up tension in the hip area, something that I love to do a lot. With each exhale, release tension and allow the fruits of the Spirit to fill you up with each inhale. Let's begin. Starting in a seated position with your legs crossed, place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your stomach. Close your eyes. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. From Galatians 5:22. Take a few rounds of breath here. Inhale love. Exhale and release. Inhale joy. Exhale, release. Inhale peace. Exhale, release. And open your eyes. We'll start with some neck rolls. So dip your chin to your chest and just sway left and right with your chin, drawing smiley faces with your chin, perhaps looking down at your navel, gazing at your belly. See the rise of your belly as you breathe in, fall of your belly as you breathe out. Remembering to keep your spine nice and long. And slowly coming back to center and reset. And we're going to inhale patience as we dip our head backwards. Open your jaw and exhale. And maybe drawing rainbows with your chin. Twisting left and right. Relaxing the shoulders. Just opening the front of the neck. And then bringing it back to center. Rolling your shoulders back. Now taking some rolls with our hips. With a nice long spine, inhale, lean to the right and to the left. Exhale, roll your back. And continuing, inhaling goodness. Inhaling kindness. And straightening, reset. And reverse. Inhale, long spine, lean to the left, right. And exhale, roll your back. Inhaling faithfulness. Inhaling gentleness. And then reset. Just give everything a little bit of a shake. And now coming into a tabletop position. Shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips over the knees, and just gripping the mat with your fingertips, remembering that we want to engage everything in this practice today. Now in this exercise that we're going to do, try to not move your hips. You want to feel the engagement coming from the core, so we're going to draw circles with our belly button, dropping our belly button down, bringing it over to the right, and up to the left. So this kind of motion, but circling through the core, engaging the core, trying not to sway your hips. So syncing breath to movement now. Inhaling as you drop your belly, exhaling as you roll your back. And then coming back to a nice neutral tabletop. And reverse, dropping your belly, move over to the left, up, and right. Syncing breath to movement. Taking a couple more rounds. And then resetting back into tabletop. Nice long spine. Walk your hands 2 steps forward. We're going to come up into our first downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, push your hips back, look between your feet, and pedal out your first down dog. Maybe swaying your hips left and right. Spreading the shoulder blades, lifting the forearms up, and then slowly settling into your down dog, making sure your feet are hip distance apart. Maybe lifting your toes, trying to send the energy down from the hips through the back of the legs down to the heels, relaxing your shoulders and your neck muscles, breathing in and out. And now look between your hands, step your left foot behind your hand, right foot behind your hand, lift your hips up, coming into forward fold, relaxing your neck, maybe shaking out any tension in your neck, bringing the weight into the balls of the feet. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands on your shin, pull your chest forward, nice long spine. Exhale, fold forward again. Bend your knees a lot, coming up slowly into standing, rolling vertebra by vertebra, sweeping your hands up, gazing up as your palms touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. And now we're going to flow. We'll take time to work through alignment and adjustment in the first flow, and then we'll work up to a third round where we flow and dance, syncing breath to movement. Let's start flowing. So standing at the top of your mats in mountain pose. Hips stacked over the knees, over the ankles, with your toes pointing forward. Inhale, sweeping your arms up, gazing up with gratitude, and then exhaling forward for forward fold. Inhaling, hands on chin, taking it up to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Pressing your hands into your mat, step left foot back, right foot back, holding for plank. Just checking that in plank pose that you're not dropping your hips down, keeping your hips nice and lifted, tailbone is tucked. Shifting forward a little bit. If you want to drop your knees, you can do so. Otherwise, slowly lower down for your yogi push-up. Bringing your chest all the way to the mat, untuck your toes, pressing your hands into the mat, come up for a baby back bend, cobra pose. And then exhale, coming down. Tuck your toes under, lifting from your ribs, push yourself back up into your downward facing dog. Nice. Now bring your big toes to touch. I'm going to inhale, bring our right leg up, bend the knee to open up the hip. And we're doing 3 circles with our 3-legged dog, really reaching your knee to point towards the sky. And then the last round, staying here, taking a breath in and out. Now look between your hands, bring your knee to touch your nose in a tiger curl. In a tiger curl, I know this is a very hard pose to hold, but you want to make sure that your hips are not piking up, so drop the hips a little bit lower, really bring the knee towards the nose, and then step your right ankle between your hands. If it didn't get there, you can hold onto your right ankle and wiggle your foot to the middle. Now slowly rise up into your crescent lunge, inhaling up. Making sure your hip bones are pointing forward as if they're like headlights in a car, pointing and driving forwards. Shoulder blades are nice and relaxed. Take an inhale breath here. And exhale, bend the back knee and dip that knee just 2 inches off the mat. And then inhale, rising up again. Going to do 2 rounds of this. Inhale, dip. Exhale, rise. Another round. Inhale, dip. Exhale, rise. Beautiful. Now sweeping your hands back down onto the mat. Drop your back knee down. Maybe step it back a couple of inches and come up into your runner's lunge, opening up the left hip flexor. 2 rounds of breath, breathing in the fruit of the spirit. And then bringing your hands back onto the mat,
tucking the back toes. We're coming back into our tiger curl. So bringing the right knee up. I know this is hard. Remember not to pike your hips up. Keeping nice and low. Look towards the left and step your right foot with the blade edge of the right foot to the left. And we're getting ready for our fallen triangle. So spin your back foot into warrior 2 foot. Sweep your left arm up to point towards the sky. Lift the right hip up. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hand back down. Keeping your legs where they are, just spin the back toes to point forward and drop your hips down. Opening up the chest like an upward facing dog motion. And then lifting your hips back up. Sweeping your right leg back up again. Opening up for 3-legged dog. We're just going to flip over for our flip dog or wild thing. So dropping your right foot back. Reaching your arm up. Maybe bending the elbow if you want to grab hold of your head. Support it. Open up the chest. Lift your hips. Beautiful. Taking a breath in here. Exhale. Maybe smiling, and then coming back into your plank pose. Nice. We're gonna flow through our vinyasa, so dropping down, lowering, yogi push-up, inhaling, upward facing dog. This time, knees are lifted off the mat, engaging the thigh muscles, and then exhale, pressing back into your downward facing dog. That was one side. So bringing your big toes to touch. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach your left leg up, bend the knee to open up the hip. 3 rounds of circles. Inhaling for 1, for 2, for 3. Beautiful. Looking between your hands, tiger curl. Knee to nose. Stepping the foot through, wiggling the foot if it didn't quite get there. Engaging your thigh muscles and your core. Come up, inhale for your crescent lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Drop your shoulders down, relax your head, knitting the ribs in, right knee down, so inhale, drop, just 2 inches off the mat, and exhale, lift. Inhale, drop, exhale, lift. Last round. Inhale, drop, exhale, lift. Inhale, dropping it down, getting ready for runner's lunge. Sweeping hands back down. Wiggle your back knee a couple of inches further back. Hips are shining forward again. Sinking down low, runner's lunge. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Slowing down. Getting ready for the rest of the flow. Hands come back down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee. We're getting ready for tiger curl again. So curl that left knee in. Don't pike up the hips, drop the hips lower. And then look over to the right this time. Left foot steps over to the right. Getting ready for fallen triangle. Spin your back foot, warrior 2 foot. Reach your right arm up. Lift the hips high. Take a breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down. Legs stay where they are, just spinning the back toe to point forwards. Dropping your hips low. Open up the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming back up. Lift that leg back into a tiger curl. Sweep it back up into a 3-legged dog. And this time, open up the hip and drop it down for your flip dog or wild thing. Reaching left arm up, nice and high. Lift, lift, lift that right hip. Bend the elbow. Grab hold of your head to support your head. Open up the chest to face the sky. Inhale, breath. Exhale. And then coming back into your plank pose, nice and controlled. You can either skip it and go straight into down dog or vinyasa with me, dropping down into yogi push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now looking between your hands, bend your knees a lot, jump behind your hands, lift your hips up for a forward fold. Exhale. Maybe grab hold of opposite elbows and just sway left and right. Hands on shin. Pull your chest forward, half lift. And exhale, fold. Bending knees a lot, sweeping up, gazing up. Breathing in fruit of the spirit. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now that was one flow. We're doing this a second and a third time. I will slowly cut down the cues a little bit more, and so try to make this a gratitude dance. Find yourself in mountain pose at the top of your mat. Maybe take a round of breath just to catch your breath. Inhaling. And exhaling, release. Open your eyes if you've got them closed. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Jump back into your plank. Vinyasa through. Lower yogi push-up. Inhale, open heart space. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Right leg lifts. Inhale, bend the knee. Open up the hip. 3 circles. Keeping the shoulders level. Try not to shift your weight over to the right. And then looking between your hands, step it through. Inhaling, engage every muscle, bring it up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, sink a little lower. Beautiful. Hips shining forward, we're dipping the back knee down. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift. Last round. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift. Hands on mat. Runner's lunge. Shuffle the back knee down a little bit before coming up and sinking low. Again, making sure the hips are shining forward, that the tendency is not to try and turn over to the left, just lengthening that left hip flexor. Hands back down, getting ready for our tiger curl. Curling for a tiger curl, look towards the left, step the right foot over, fall in triangle, spin the back foot down, warrior 2 foot, lift up, lifts the right hip up, 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 up. Exhale, coming back down. And then drop the hips. Exhale. Just make sure the hips are not all the way down to the mat, if that's even possible for you. Keeping it nice and low. Open up the chest like an upward facing dog motion. And then lifting the hips up, bringing it back to a tiger curl, sweeping the right leg back, bend the knee, open up into a wild thing. Beautiful. Lifting the chest up. Lifting the hips up. Staying here for 1 round of breath. And then coming back down. Plank pose. Either vinyasa through or meet us in down dog. Bring your big toes to touch the other side. Lifting left leg up, bend the knee, open up the hip, 3 rounds of circles. Faithfulness, kindness, goodness. Look between your hands, step it through, crescent lunge. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, lower a little bit. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift the back leg. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift. And now dropping the knee on the mat. Hands sweep down. Shuffle the knee back a little bit. Coming up into runner's lunge. Catching your breath. Releasing any tension from your shoulders. The only thing that should be stretching is your right hip flexor here. Hands back onto the mat. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, come up into your nice tiger curl. Look to the right, step that left foot over. Fallen triangle, spin the back foot, warrior 2 foot, and sweep your arm up. Breathing, lift the left hip up high, high, high. Exhale, right hand down. Spin the back toe to face the front again. Drop your hips. Upward facing dog chest. Breathe. Lift the hip. Come back into your tiger curl. Sweep it back up. 3-legged dog. And now bring it over to your flip dog or wild thing. Make it the nicest expression of your wild thing possible. It doesn't have to be the same. Everyone is unique. Make it a gratitude dance. And then coming back into your plank pose. If you're tired, skip the vinyasa. If you're with us, lower down. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, bend your knees, jump behind your hands, lift your hips up for a forward fold. Inhale, hands on shin. Press your chest up, halfway lift, and exhale, sigh it all out. Bend your knees a lot if you want, and then slowly rising up. Tucking your chin to your chest, the last thing that lifts is your head. Inhaling, sweeping your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So this is going to be the last round. I'm just going to cue you with the poses. And this time we want to make sure that we sync our breath to movement. So 1 breath per pose, right? Whew, I'm huffing and puffing, Alyssa. That's why I want to work up a bit of a sweat here. In mountain. Inhale, reach up. Giving thanks. Exhale, fold. Tension release. Inhale, halfway lift. Smile. Exhale, fold. Neck is relaxed. Jump back into your plank. Elbows close to body. Slowly lower down. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Right leg up, 3-legged dog. 3 circles with open hips. Tiger curl. Knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Breathing in. Fruit of the spirit. Inhale, dip. Exhale, rise. Inhale, dip. Exhale, rise. Inhale, dip. Exhale, rise. Inhale, knee to mat. Runner's lunge. Sinking down. Opening up the left hip flexor. Self-control. Hands back onto the mat. Tuck the back toe, tiger curl. Step over to the left, fallen triangle. Lifting up your expression of it. Hands down, exhale. Drop your hips. Inhale back to tiger curl. Exhale, sweep it up. Bend the knee. Wild thing. Smile towards the sky. Lift your chest. Lift your hips. Coming back into plank pose. Lower down or go straight to down dog. Big toes come to touch. Lift your left leg up, bend the knee, open up the hip. 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Tiger curl, knee to nose. Step it through between your hands. Coming up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, drop your knee. Exhale, lift. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift again. Last one. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift. Inhale, knee all the way down. Runner's lunge. Shuffle the back knee a little bit further back. Coming up, forearms and thighs. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe gaze forward. What does self-control mean to you? Hands back onto the mat. Tuck the back toe and knee. Lifts up. Come back into your tiger curl. Step it through over to the right. Fallen triangle. Lifting up. Inhale. Exhale. Hands back down. Spin the back foot. Pointing forward. Drop your hip. Open chest. Inhale. Exhale. Lifting hips. Sweep it back. Three-legged dog. Open up and flip over for your wild thing. Beautiful. Nice work. Lifting the hips, lifting the chest, smiling. Gratitude dance for the Lord. Coming back into your plank pose. Very good job. Nearly there, yogis. Coming down, lower down. Vinyasa through. Inhale. Upward facing dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Great work. Now look between your hands, bend your knees a lot, jump behind your hands, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping up to standing. Sweeping arms over the head. And then exhale, hands to your heart, close your eyes. Settling in with a few breaths to slow down. And now let's slowly come down into a yogi squat. So heel toe your feet to the width of the mat and slowly come down into a yogi squat, opening up the hips a little bit more. Bring your hands down and just prop your bum onto the mat and slowly lower yourself down into a lying and resting position. Releasing all the tension and allowing it to melt into the mat. From the forehead to the backs of the shoulders, to the hips, the back of the legs, and the heels, the muscles in the forehead, and the muscles behind the eyeballs. You take a big breath in, inhaling the fruit of the Spirit. And big exhale and sigh everything out. You can stay here for as long as you want. Maybe spending some time with the Lord, unpacking the fruit of the Spirit and which one that you need to work on the most. Otherwise, if you're ready to get on with your day, bend your knees and turn to your right, lying on your right side. And then slowly pressing yourself up into a seated position. It was a pleasure having time with you on the mat today. We really hope that you enjoyed your time with us and was able to express yourself with a gratitude dance with the Lord. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Be blessed.